Hello, everybody, and thank you for being here. Today, we're going to speak about commitment. I would like to start with actually having you look at that energy and ask, what is commitment for you? What does it bring up for you? For some people, it brings up an energy of no choice, because now I have to be committed to my one choice that I made. For some, it's about being greater. For some, it's about, oh my God, now I have to just keep, doing for somebody because they're committed to that. They're all different kinds of energies that show up for different people. So the reason I'm actually asking you this question is because I want you to get present with what does that bring up for you. What does that word, commitment, what is that energy that shows up for you that is unique to you? And everything that is, would you just try and uncreate that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, online shots, boys and beyonds. The reason why I'm clearing that energy is because when you have a point of view around something, you can only do that and be that and receive that much. So if you have a point of view that commitment means, now I don't have choice, you will find yourself at the effect of that point of view, where you will always find yourself fighting to commit as you've decided that you are now going to be choiceless. Commitment is really something that is, and I love the way Access Consciousness speaks about commitment. Commitment is really about you committing to the choices that you make. Commitment is to you first. Commitment is to a greater future. Commitment is to being present with every choice you make, knowing that every single choice you make will create a future. That's commitment. Now, are you committing? Now, from that space, when you look at it, I'm not speaking about committing to your business or to your marriage or to your kids or to being a good mother or to committing to having a beautiful home. No. If you commit to something outside of you, you have to be serving it. You have to be working for it. But when you commit to you, you include your choices in that. So if you're committing to the choices that you are making, if you're committing to a greater future, if you're committing to the being that who you be, if you are a mother, you're also committing to being a greater mom. It just comes in naturally because you, the being, includes everything. If you're committing to you and you're in business, you're also going to be choosing to do and be whatever it takes to be greater in business, because the commitment is coming to you. The commitment is coming through you. If you're committing to you and you're in a marriage, it's not about committing to the marriage and now I have to stay on in this marriage even if I'm unhappy, or I have to keep doing because I'm committed to my marriage. No. Is that a choiceless situation? Yes. What would you have to be to have choice with that? Is a commitment to you. So looking at it and now saying, well, if I'm committing to me, what can I do and be here that can have me receive from this marriage? That can have me being the gift to this marriage? Because your willingness to commit to you is your willingness to be greater. Now, another aspect that I would really like to bring here about commitment is we all commit differently. Nobody's is the same, which is why I asked you, what does commitment bring up for you? Now, there are some people who are actually committed to destruction. There are some people who are actually committed to destroying their future. So you will find them making choices like they'll go towards addiction, or they'll go towards losing money, or they'll go towards being abusive towards themselves and people around them. And a simple question that you can actually ask them is, are you committing to a greater life, or are you committing to something else? And most of them will turn around and say, I'm committing to a greater life. Don't you see? Of course I am. Always listen to the energy behind the words or what they speak, because that's where lies the truth. They may be saying something, but what is the energy that lies behind the words? Is what you want to know, is what you want to listen to, the whispers. So when they are actually committing to destruction, you don't want to tell them that, but you want to ask them that what if you could be committed to something different now? Like, ask them, are you committing to you? Are you committing to something outside of you? Or are you committing to destruction? And allow them to receive the space of interesting point of view and no point of view from you that will actually allow them to know what is true for them. Because if they get a point of view from you when you ask them that question, they will put their barriers up and they will not allow themselves to receive the truth. So you're asking that question with no point of view is what would facilitate them into looking at what they're really committing towards. And then when they are willing to look at it and say, oh wow, I want to say I'm committing to me, I want to say I'm committing to greater, but it's just lighter when I say I'm committing to destruction. When they're willing to look at it that way, that's when you can facilitate them and ask them, okay, so what's the value of that? What is the value of committing to destruction? And are you willing to change that now? What would committing to you look like? What would you choose to have that? Asking these questions can actually facilitate them and yourself too. I mean, it's like not just facilitating people around you, and never facilitate somebody unless they ask, okay? Like, it's not kind to facilitate people unless they've asked a question or unless they've asked to be facilitated. So asking yourself this question too, friends, can really change your way of creation, your way of choice, what you're choosing, what you have as your reality. Because if you're really committing to a greater future, the commitment to being present, the commitment to oneness, and the commitment of inclusion is required. The commitment of no separation, the commitment of knowing that every choice you make creates a future. The commitment to being present with that energy. So I hope that helps, and also recognize every point of view that you have keeps you from committing to a greater future. Every point of view that you are holding on to is stopping you from committing to you. Thank you for being here, and I really hope that this contributed. See you all soon. Bye.